podcast. I am Christy Ogle, one of the co-founders of Sometimes Spouse, Handyman, and Household Services. I've got 3 teenagers at home, and seriously, they get hate all of the time. I was just talking to a couple of my franchisees, and they got some hate this week. I know I got some hate this week, and so did my husband and family. Haters are going to hate no matter what. That is why Taylor Swift wrote a song about these haters, because you can actually turn that haters fuel, haters spite and jealousy and everything that they have for you into fuel for success. I like to call it haters fuel. No matter who you are, whether you go out into society and you make things happen, or you're sitting at home on the sofa and not much is happening, there is somebody out there criticizing what you're going to do. The definition of hater is a person who greatly dislikes a specific person or thing. Or an informal kind of way to define it is a negative or a critical person. They are everywhere. So when you're dealing with a hater, you've really got to consider who you're dealing with. That means, number one, if you've got some haters, you're doing something right. Not everyone is gonna love what you're doing. If you've got an emergence of haters, then you've achieved a certain level of success. If you haven't really accomplished anything yet, then nobody would be paying any attention to you whatsoever. When people are hating on you, there are definite signs that it's a path towards success. You can use these signs as validation that you are doing something right. Number 2, you can learn from their attitudes and be more accepting of others. I know since I've been having some haters now for about 6-7 years, I've learned a lot about myself. Oprah said last week when I was there with my daughter, she said, the people like that are the person they're supposed to be to make you the man or woman that you're supposed to be. They're exactly the person that they're supposed to be so that you can learn. It's an opportunity for you to get better and be better. And you really never know with them what's going on behind the scenes. You can learn so much about yourself, and kindness really does matter. You can use their criticism as a way to lift yourself. A lot of criticism is rooted in jealousy. The only bite of success that some people will ever get is the bite that they take out of you. So take it with a grain of salt. You're the better person. Rise above. People's opinions find a way to come across really poorly. Recognize this as a way to lift yourself up and empower yourself and become better. This is one I have to work on. Be humble. You can take the lessons and learn from the high road. So this week, I talked to several people about haters because it got pretty bad. They called the news stations. They tried to send out press releases, that sort of thing. They went after where I live in my hometown locally. They went after my children. They went after my franchisees. It got really ridiculous and really bananas very, very quickly because we were dealing with criminals that were trying to extort Max and I and sometimes spouse. So I started going down a dark road. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I started thinking about the things that we could really do to affect them because they're criminals. I had information on them that could have also ruined them, which what they did to us didn't even hurt us. It was just an annoying nap, but I learned so much about myself. So thank you so much for that. And if you want to learn more about those people, I do have that secret Facebook group that many of you are in. Just shoot me an email and I'll send you. And I've got a lot of information I can tell you so you can stay away from these people. They're just awful. So I started going down this dark road thinking I could just ruin them publicly because what they've done is far worse than anything I've done. Everything I've done is in goodness and kindness and in success. But I started to post on my personal page their names, their businesses, the audio of them trying to extort Max and I. And I also told about one of our franchisees that had to leave the system because he committed check fraud and he also did some other criminal activity when he was a franchisee for about 4 months. And I started to go down this road. And so I posted on their pages. I actually left reviews on their business. But you know how that made me feel? Bad. I only left that stuff up for about 3 or 4 hours because that's not the person that I am. Yeah, Grace McCraw. I'm sorry I said your name wrong, Grace. Yeah. No matter who you are, and even adding value and helping other people all the time, people will come after you, Grace. Believe it or not, they were coming, as hard as they could really throw, which they'll probably still come at me after, keep watching me because they're some of my biggest fans. Thanks for watching and listening, guys. They even use fake accounts to come after Max and I, because I tried to block them, but it's no use now. They're still just eating up everything I put out, Grace, believe it or not. So I started to go down this kind of dark road, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do exactly what they're doing to me. I'm going to send emails to their business contacts that I know, and I'm going to send, the proof of what they're doing, trying to extort us. And I left those reviews that were true about the individuals. I bashed them on my personal page for about 3 hours, and I didn't feel good about it. I didn't like it. I'm not built like that. I'm a kind person that wants to add value. I want to help people. I want them to be successful. I want them to learn from my mistakes and Max's mistakes in business. We want to take those decades of time that Max and I have been building our business, and we want to put them into days, minutes, hours, tidbits, just so you guys can learn so much from us so that you can save from paying that stupid tax that we've paid. But I didn't feel good, so I took them down. And I got several emails from the people threatening me with the FBI. They don't have the FBI in their pocket. They threatened to go after my teenage daughter that works for us full time and also runs our tool shop for us. That sort of thing. They were threatening me. I didn't take it down because they threatened me. I took it down before that because I'm a nice and kind person and I love people in general and I want to build people up and I don't want to tear them down. So that's the reason that I took that information down, because it wasn't for me. And so I learned a lot about myself. I'm not built that way. I want to help people make their dreams come true. I don't want to tear them down. So I learned a lot about myself in this episode that went on for the last several months at Sometimes Spouse. And now I feel empowered. And I talked to several of the CEOs that they have gone after in the past in several businesses trying to extort them and get money from them. And they all said the same thing. CEOs reached out to me from all across the country, and they said some of the kindest things, and they just reaffirmed to let it go, because these people don't matter. Use that haters fuel to push you forward and be more successful. So learn from them. Take the high road and don't respond to them. Because when they're hating on you, they're already at a lower level than what you can be. No, Grace, they weren't past employees. They were, one of them, no connection to us whatsoever, except for a former kind of business partner. And she couldn't come to us face to face. So she went to one of her friends to come at us that was a journalist. So, your haters will come at you from different areas, and it might take you a minute to put the pieces together. But once you put the pieces together, you realize like where it's coming from, and then you take it with a grain of salt. Like, this woman and her husband aren't successful. So the only really bite of success that they had was out of Max and I. Number 6, learn to control your anger, which I've gotten really good at that. I've been working on it. I meditate every single morning. I try to do it at noon every day and at night. So I've learned to kind of take that anger, because I've got a big kind of personality. I don't know if you guys can tell from these videos or not, but I've got this huge kind of personality. And one of the things I learned about myself a couple of years ago was that I love to fight. It's like once it's ignited in me, it's like rocket fuel, and it can take off like that. And one thing that I've learned to do is kind of control that. I'm in control of every decision that I make. So I learned to control my anger instead of lashing back. So when I did start to go after them, it felt bad, because that's not me. I've changed my thinking. I've changed my belief structure. I don't have to go at them. Karma's going to take care of them. These people are going to take care of themselves because they're not successful themselves. They'll move on to somebody that's a bigger target that they can get money out of, because they can't get it out of us right now. And they never will. I will never work with an extortionist. I will never pay money to shut you guys up. You guys are criminals. I will not go after you. So take advantage of those negative words and that anger and try to control it and figure out where you can really push your passions. Me, I'm passionate right now about helping other people do amazing in their lives. And I'm also really passionate about our cleaning department. It is blowing up all over the state of Texas, and that's amazing. So, I took that kind of energy and I put it towards something constructive. And now I'm taking it towards something constructive to do this amazing podcast and live with y'all. So definitely use that issue and make it push you to a higher level. Take it as an opportunity to grow and become a better person. This is one I'm learning to ignore their influences. Learn to ignore them. They don't matter. They're not going to, is it going to matter in 5 years? No. Are you even going to remember their names? No. One of the people, I didn't even remember his name until he popped up, because he had such a short time span. He was a criminal, a passing thought. I'm not going to remember his name again in 5 years. I'm not going to remember the reporter that's a criminal. I'm not going to remember the people that own the tool business in Waco. They're criminals. They're not good people. So I'm going to not remember them in 5 years. Of course, they're like an annoying little gnat that flies around and you've got to swoop it away every so once in a while. But in all reality, these people don't run in the same circles that I do. They're not aiming for the same sort of success that I'm aiming at. They're not wanting to help 1,204,732 families put their family first. Their idea of success is just to make more money, or to be a journalist and get money from people by extorting them, or putting a website up and asking for money because they're a good journalist and they check their facts. Not true. Every one of their facts, they're other than just a few. We could poke holes in everything that they said. So you've got to learn to ignore those people, and you've got to celebrate them, just like with Taylor Swift, right? You've got like haters gonna hate. I can't remember the rest of it, but you've got to use it for positive, not negative. Number 8, use it for more independent thinking. You might get some deeply personal attacks on you, on your beliefs, on your character. They're going to try to use your words against you. These people that I'm talking about tried to attack my family first beliefs. They tried to attack what sometimes spouse believes in, helping other people, talking about some of that vulnerability I've talked about on our lives, about our successes, about some of our failures. They tried to use those words against me, and they actually twisted my words. They also said bad things about previous business partners that I haven't ever spoken bad about publicly. And I'm sorry about that, but I had no control over these criminals that were posting. It's just crazy. It taught me to be more of an independent thinker. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of all of those mistakes that I've made, because it's made me the woman that I'm supposed to be. It's made Max the man he's supposed to be. And I appreciate that. And I know no matter who it is, they're not going to shake me from my beliefs, because I know who I am as a woman. I know who I am as a business owner. I know what kind of mother I am. I know what kind of husband Max is. I know our belief system is intact, and that we are who we seem to be online. We are exactly like we are on our videos, on our podcast. When you meet us in person, you can ask any of my business colleagues, is Christy really like that, or is she full of shit? They're going to say, no, that is Christy. Whenever you meet Christy, that is her. Like, she is exactly like that. Does she always have that much energy? Yep, she does. Does she drink a lot of caffeine? Nope. Even though you see me in all my lives drinking you think it's coffee, but it's actually Moroccan mint green tea. So that is my favorite thing in the world to drink. That is what I drink all day. I drink it hot, I drink it cold, and I drink it all day long. And then if I want a real treat, I'll get a glass full of water with an ice water with lemon in it, and then I'll put stevia in it. So those are the two. I know what I like. I don't drink anything else. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink caffeine. I don't really drink anything else but those two things. And if they don't have those two things, I'm really in trouble. So I know who I am. So whoever comes at you, know who you are, because who you are is what makes it beautiful in the world, because you have greatness within you. What's gonna lead to great regret is not being who you are. Take that hater's fuel and let it motivate you. If you are self-employed or a business owner or a teenager, whoever you are, take that fuel and push it forward. You are going to prove them wrong. You're going to accomplish your goals, your dreams. Take this negativity and use it to push you forward and make you succeed. So instead of going after them and spending all this kind of energy on that, I upped my social media game. I've been listening to Gary Vee this week. I started a TikTok. I started a Snapchat. I upped my Instagram game. I upped my LinkedIn game. I upped my Facebook game. I don't think I'm missing any. I mean, I could. I'm not on Reddit or anything like that. But I really used that as fuel for me to start upping my game, doing a little bit better, getting more amazing. And number 10, appreciate your victories. Haters can help you appreciate your victories. They can help you appreciate those things that are going on in your life, the things you're grateful for. These 3 couples that went after us, aren't happy. Like, they're not. I think they're all divorced once or twice. One of them, they're really divorced and they've not been together for years. They haven't lived in the same house. But they portray themselves on social media as a happy couple. And I'm amused by that because I know they're not happy. I know they don't have a happy family. They can't be all the hate that they're putting out there in the world. So I appreciate the things that I have that money can't buy. I appreciate my amazing husband. Hey, Beth Richards, I see you're on here. She knows me. She knows I'm real. I appreciate my amazing husband. I appreciate my 3 amazing teenagers. They are 17 and 19 right now. And they want to build this sometimes spouse empire with Max and I. I appreciate all the people that are in my life, my friends, my family. I appreciate my businesses. I appreciate everything in my life. You should be proud of everything that you've accomplished in your life, that you've been able to achieve or that you're going to achieve. Be proud of your home. Be proud of your fur babies. Be proud of the work that you're doing. You are making a difference. You are greatness. You have the ability to see these wonderful things in your life. If you would just take a few moments and look around, that hater fuel will remind you of that. It will remind you of your victories. It will remind you to what you are grateful for and what you are so fortunate to have. Thank you for joining me for the Sometimes Spouse podcast.